Aye.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
This is so anti-feminist. I've not even been given a mic.
Yeah. You shouldn't have even spoke then. You've already spoken more than you're supposed to. Welcome people, welcome to my new channel. Obviously, if you was already here and you didn't subscribe, you've been tricked into being part of this community. You was part of the old gaming community, which is just a different bunch of nerds. So this is a jiu-jitsu bunch of nerds. And like, although you may not have even signed up to jiu-jitsu club, potentially stick around and you might. And I might just save your life too. Ooh, that was cool. That's a bit corny.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Sometimes I say
your life too.
jiu-jitsu, some people say jiu-jitsu saved their life.
Yeah. But
Some
you
people.
did that reference wasn't clear.
Yeah, I know, but like,
You just said I might just save your life too.
layers. That's how you get engagement, because someone will comment, what did you mean? Someone else will reply, he meant this. That's 2 comments that you wouldn't have got if you did it right the first time. On this channel now, I'm gonna devote it fully to jiu-jitsu, where I'll be doing match breakdowns, teaching techniques, reviewing old content, getting Cairo from blue to purple. Been teaching classes, started last week. So right now I'm gonna put up one of the videos from this week, teaching the lapel guard, and yeah, stick around. That was the lamest welcome to my channel intro I could have done.
I think you need to be a bit punchier.
Punchier. I'm not trying to be a TV presenter though. I just want to be like, oh, guys, it's a huge honor for me to have Cairo. It's a huge honor. Wasn't here last week. Come to this side if you need to see. These guys here just so that they see here. This see here, look, I'm looking for this side, so it's always going to be here. Normally going to be the right hand. I'm going to just open out his lapel, okay? So just a swoosh across the front. I'm just trying to catch with my tips of my fingers, and we're going to get the lapel out, back up. Now I have something to reach for. I reach high, grab the lapel, pull, 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 and we're just going to sit and put a foot on the hip. Just for now, okay? I'm just going to run this 3 times. Oh, sorry. Once the foot's on the hip, the other foot's going to go to the shoulder. And I just want you to stay here for a sec, have a nice tension where I'm pulling and pushing. Ask your opponent to just move around slightly, just so you can feel this tension. Yeah, no, sometimes I'm bending my legs, sometimes I'm straightening just to find this tension. Okay? If you want to further it on, I can step this leg into the lapel and we can stay here. Okay? One more time. When we tie our knees, it's natural. Everyone ties like this. So as I come, look, boom, I'm going to open out here, up to the side. So it's like a swoosh up. Okay? It's gonna happen. Once I'm here, reach high, grab the lapel, pull, 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 foot to the hip, foot to the shoulder, play about from here. If you see an opportunity, get your foot into the top here, and we stay here. Cool? With your partners, guys. 3, 2. Back away straight away, because I don't want him to get connection. We're here playing. There, 1. Maybe it's not out enough yet, but I keep backing up. I get this grip. Yeah, there's my grip, but I don't want him to get his grip. He's gonna be trying to establish his own stuff. I don't want this. So now this lapel's out, I reach high, I go low, I pull, 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 step on the hip and stay like this. We get our foot here. The first one we're gonna do, like as you saw I pulled, as you saw when I pulled, his leg stepped. So I pulled and his leg stepped here. The first one we're gonna look at is I'm gonna reach under this leg and pass the lapel off. Okay? And then I'm gonna come back square. Just like this. And this is your first position. One more time. I pull out, get the lapel, pull, pull. Sometimes you feel like pull, pull, pull. Whoa. Underneath the leg that's come close, pass it over. I want to get behind the knee and grab the lapel. In the last class, I was like emphasizing on holding the end. Okay? This time that's not important. The important is how tight it is. So I want to pass it over and get nice and tight here. I want to shoot my foot back through. And we square up here, okay? And we'll look at the reactions of what happens next. In fact, drop down to a knee. We're just gonna stop here for a second, okay? And then we're gonna look at some attacks and everything we can do on this side of the leg. Somebody's leg who doesn't want you to reach under, he's not gonna give you the space, okay? So what I'm gonna do is like I have the lapel and set up. I put my foot down close to his legs here, and I'm gonna use this leg to chop as if I wanna sweep here. All this does is just makes his leg slightly light for a second so I can reach under, pass the lapel, and we're back and we're in close on. If he gets his hand stuck, it doesn't matter. It's perfect for me. He can pull his hand out, just so it's not complicated. But if his hand was stuck there, perfect. I don't let him take that out. So look from here.
Can you do that again? I didn't see it.
Yes. So we pull out the lapel. It's hard to just start reaching under here. because look, his butt to his heel, he's not gonna give me the space. This foot, left foot, a step on the mat, close to his body. I use this leg, I wanna like chop him there. As if I want to sweep. I'm not gonna get a sweep, I just want him to post his hand for a sec. It makes this leg light. So simultaneously, as I'm kicking over, I'm reaching under. Okay? Palm up, I'm lifting my hand as high as I can, passing the lapel over and grabbing. Thumb up. I'm just grabbing like how it feels natural. If his hand's stuck perfect, let him pull his hand out if he wants, doesn't matter. So, right now I'm squared up with him. Ben, right? Yes. Right now I'm squared up with Ben.
No.
I'm gonna grab the collar, just how we did. Yeah? So I'm grabbing the collar. Now, when I wanna attack in all of these positions, I wanna open and I wanna pull my knee out. Okay? And now the more I can get perpendicular, I don't even know, I say this word so much, I don't even think I'm using it right. The more I can get around this corner, the more I'm attacking. But as I'm coming square up, I'm not really attacking. Okay? So when it's time to attack, we want to be out here as much as possible. And I want my knee to drop into this space. So as you can see, I'm pulling my leg, but I'm keeping my shin between us. Okay? So I have the gi. I get the grip, I come up here. If I can and he does nothing to block it, my leg comes up and over, and we get the canto choke. As high as I can, so I've grabbed it here, look, I'm climbing. Roll my fist forward, okay? This leg I'm swinging up, swinging. And I'm just trying to catch over the neck. Once I catch over, I'm trying to get my knee over his ear and kick down. And then I'm turning my foot up, wrist up. So my wrist is turning up. My knee needs to be over his ear, chopping down, and I'm pulling, okay? We're gonna look at what happens, because obviously when I get to here, he's gonna be blocking by grabbing this leg here. And it's gonna be hard for me to swing over, but we want that, okay? So just for the first part, we're here, I'm grabbing the gi, the lapel, and swing my leg up and over to the neck, turn, and get the canto choke. Okay? Have a go at this, guys. 3, 2. However, what he's going to do now, Ben is not going to let me get this choke. As I'm going to swing here, he's going to reach out and grab this leg. Like, just get like a material here and just post like, he's not letting me swing around because he knows that I'm trying to get my leg over to his head. But what happens is, and the more I rotate around this corner, the more Ben's arm stretches out. So as I'm spinning to try to get to that choke, and he's reaching, here look, all I'm going to do is grab the elbow, kick through, and go over the head. Now we have the armbar, I just hit in. Sometimes depending on what he does with his thumb, because I'm holding his elbow, I can feel it. We don't have to get a traditional armbar where it's straight. Sometimes it's a bit of a bend inside and I'm going to hip in.
Small shoulder.
Yeah. It depends what he does. Sometimes it's a nice traditional armbar, I just get and it's nice. But sometimes he's going to pull out and you're going to catch it here. But even when you catch it and he bends it here, it's fine. We're going to go for an arm. Treat it like an armbar, but it's more like Ben said, like more on his shoulder pressure. It's more of like a Americana sort of position. Yes. So I'm just hipping in like a short, shallow armbar. Okay? So if his arm's nice and straight and you pull it in here, perfect. Get the armbar. If he starts pulling it out, it's fine. Keep it, and we're going to hip in. Okay? 3, 2. We've got the setup. We're here in the close. Now remember, like I'm ready. Like this is. I'm not really fraffing about changing. I'm quite dedicated to what I want. I've got the lapel here. A step, do a little step. That's all I need. Reach under, pass, square up. Okay. What I was just talking to gunners about is this guard, right? All it does is allows me everything you've been taught about open guard. You can still do the same stuff. This grip just assures me that I can be more free when I open. Because now when I open, I'm not very worried about him passing. He's got stuff to do before he could just pass. Okay? So what we do is we get in our first choke, we're going for it. He's blocking with the leg. So we had the option. So look, if I stay square to him, I don't really have much. If I pull, he just pulled the arm back. But before I lift my hip, he's going to get the arm out. So I'm trying to swing and get this all the way. My knees drop through the middle, my legs all the way out here. Our first one we looked at was breaking the grip. Kyra was mentioning the hip goes down. That's fine. Because when I break the grip, it's going to have a little bit of momentum. So look, I break, my hip goes down, I swing back up. Okay? If he pulls this arm out, I still have triangles. Everything you've been taught is still there, triangles. If you're going to get the triangle, once I get to here though, I am going to have to let go of this lapel. Lapel's finished now because it will block my own triangle. Okay? But what I want us to do now, like I was saying, the more I spin around, the more I'm attacking, right? I'm square, I'm not really attacking. When I get around here, arm bars, everything. But what else is here is if I keep going and pull. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach round. So guys, just come around this side. For this is when I like to be turn the thumb the other way. So if you look, we're holding it the normal way, the more comfortable way when we set this up. Once I start going and I'm deciding to go around, I'm doubling up the grip, I'm going to turn so that I'm like thumb up. Now what I'm going to do is chop down this leg into the armpit, into the material. I'm going to try to pull his knee to my belt. Okay? So I'm going to pull and chop to here. Okay? The first one we're going to look at, I'm going to go 2 feet, foot to foot. I'm going to push down and come up. Okay? So it's like a omoplata sweep. Okay? So we're not attacking the omoplata, we're just using the same setup for the sweep. One more time. I took out the lapel, step close to the foot, use my other leg to chop down, as if it was doing a triangle chop, okay? I reach under, pass off the lapel, and square up. I go for the collar, I go for my first choke. The first option, you always use these step by step, because it will just, if you start fluently going 1, 2, 3, they'll come. First one on my choke. If he does nothing, I'll get the choke. If he blocks it, I'll go all the way around, pull up for the armbar. If he pulls the arm out, I could swing back around for a triangle setup, or we can keep going around. Look, I double up the hand. I like to turn. I guess you don't. Yeah, it feels better. It just feels more comfortable for me to have this hand down now, because I'm going to pull his knee to my chest, and that's why it feels better. Okay, it doesn't feel better to be here. This feels exactly the same, but I know once I pull his knee to my chest, this feels better. Okay, so we're here. As I come round, I grab, just turn. I'm going to chop the leg down and pull this knee to my belt. Okay. Chop, pull, simultaneously. Now we're here. You can double up, make sure this is tighter again, like the more tight this is. Ben's defense right now is putting his knee on the floor, like there. This is good for Ben. So I want you to think about keeping his knee on the chest. So when you're here, I'm so tight, I'm so closed off, the space is closed off, okay? Now, you're gonna go foot to foot. I'm gonna push straight down, I'm gonna straighten my legs. At the same time, I'm gonna sit up. Here. Okay, now we're just going to come up. I still have the lapel. Don't let go of this straight away. And just keep it here. Okay? How you finish from here is completely up to you. What Ben would do from this position is completely different to what you guys would do. Ben can start attacking feet, leg locks, etc. For us though, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to release and just come into a side control and just stay here, just to keep it simple. Yeah? We look at all of the ways to secure the side control, but I don't want you to focus on that now. I just want you to focus on the sweep. Spinning, sweeping. Anyone need to see again? Good? 3, 2. Also, big up Adapt for kitting out me and Kyra. Got us looking as sexy as always, matchy out here in Thailand. Kyra's a little bit annoyed that she got a white gi because she, until today, didn't like white gis.
I've never owned a white gi.
It matches your hair, like the gold.
That's the one thing I love is this colour.
This gi is actually sick. Everything we're wearing is Adapt. To get your tits out, Adapt. You did it on cue as well.